Good evening, race fans, as we come to you from the Cedar Lake Speedway. Change in direction as the teams head out west to the Cedar Lake Raceway here tonight for the championship night for the Ultimate Sim League, the premier short track racing series on iRacing. Tonight is the championship night. Tyler Jackson comes in leading the points here as they head into action tonight. Tonight's racing is being brought to you by Ultimate Race Cars. Are you in the need for some setups? Get your cars dialed in for the upcoming racing season. Head on over to ultimateracecars.com and schedule your appointment today. Ski Graphics. You want to look good just like these race cars do out here each and every Monday night for the Ultimate Sim League. Look up David Konjerski at Ski Graphics on Facebook and Instagram. And our cameras provided by JR Photography. I want to thank JR Photography for helping us make these shots as great as they can be each and every week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And I am telling you tonight it's going to be a great night of racing as the drivers are finishing up their practice here tonight. Let's take a look at those Ultimate Race Cars championship standings coming into tonight's action. Tyler Jackson with a stranglehold on the points coming into tonight. He is the winningest driver this season, where he has won the last 4 races in a row. David Konjerski up into that number 2 spot in the point standings over Bud Riedner. Brian Hacker not in attendance here tonight. He'll fall outside the top 5 in points, with Jeff Steenbergen and Brandon Hull rounding out your top 6. It's been a great season of racing, and it's sad to see this one come to an end, but the real world racing coming up, and you can see these drivers up in the Wisconsin area as they will do battle up at the Slinger Speedway all over Illinois. You can check them out, find out where they will be as they get ready to go with the 2021 racing season. Hopefully you guys are well out there as we take a look at tonight's race information. We are in New Richmond here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Just a 0.3 of a mile racetrack here tonight. Clay Oval with a very hot, sunny afternoon. Let's put this one into the championship record books as we get ready to go with our first qualifying event. We'll have 2 qualifiers coming up at you, followed by our 40-lap championship race and heat race number 1 starting to get lined up here on the front stretch, and this is what it looks like here for heat race number 1. Starting on the inside of row number 1 out of Waunakee, Wisconsin, it is the JR Photography car number 40. It says Bud Riedner. Starting to his outside, the Racing City Hobbies Speed Lab 45, the driver out of Wilton, New York. This is Justin Smith. Starting on the inside of row number 2 will be car number 33, the driver out of Slinger, Wisconsin, in the Snap-on Camaro. That is Gary Pizon. Driving all the way out of Kylene, Texas, in the Ski Graphics car number 15, this is David Konjerski. And shotgun on the field in heat race number 1, going to come from the 5th starting spot. It'll be car number 70. This is Jason Schilling. Schilling in car number 70. That is how they will line them up here for heat race number 1 as the field paces behind the pace truck. You get that little look out there behind there is the pace car. We'll go speed away as they work down the front stretch. Heat race number 1 under the green flag as they head down to the turn number 1. Riedner with a good jump down to the inside. One car way up the racetrack. That's the 70 of Schilling. Trying to rip the lap 3 wide off of turn number 2 for the first time. Lap number 1 going to get put into the book. Smith working the outside, but Riedner's going to hold on to lead lap number 1. David Konjerski in at number 15 works the middle of the racetrack. Here comes Schilling's down to the inside. Schilling on that number 70 trying to make it past the 15 of Konjerski. A little bit of contact there with Schilling on a mission right now, trying to work underneath the 15 of Konjerski to work off of turn number 2. Oh, all three cars running the high side, jumping the cushion, getting up into the wall. This time by 5 laps to go. Next time by the cross flag. Slide job by the 70 of Schilling. Up the racetrack, and it'll be the crossover move by the 40 of Riedner. Riedner taking over that race lead once again. Here comes Konjerski back to the inside. And Justin Smith digging down low in that number 45. Drivers battle out. Almost a clear job there by the 15 of Konjerski with the old rub rails. The Schilling going to get turned sideways. The 45 hooks the hook. And now they all get pointed in the right direction. 3 laps to go this time by Konjerski now, leading your race lead as they work here up the racetrack. Konjerski's going to take the hard left-hand turn. He brings Riedner with him. Riedner going to go even lower than Konjerski in the turn number 3. Contact off turn before they're beating and banging on each other here at the season finale. Riedner, your race leader, but Schilling back to the inside. Here comes Konjerski. He's going to trot it down low. In the 45, Smith is going to go around hard to the inside wall. More contact in turn number 3 and 4. White flag will fly. Final trip around the Speedway. Konjerski showing the way. Here comes Riedner on the inside. He'll try to make one more last-ditch effort. Will the 15 of Konjerski be prepared? He'll work the outside racetrack. Riedner with a little bit of a battle. Drag race to the line, and it's going to be Konjerski. Konjerski's going to pick up heat race win number 1. Riedner, Schilling, Pizon, and Smith will round out your top 5 here in heat race number 1. Now, our second and final heat race getting ready to get gridded up here onto the racetrack. And this is what your starting lineup will look like. Starting up on the front row, your current points leader in the 2021 Ultimate Sim League, champion of the Dirt Street Stocks. It will be car number 8, the EDM Jacks, sponsored number 8, out of Rockford, Illinois. That is Tyler Jackson. Starting to the outside of him in car number 25 in the ski graphic entry number 25, that is Derek Felling. Starting on the inside of row number 2, the driver, car number 75, this is James Fletcher. Shotgun on the field in car number 62. He hails from Johnson Creek, Wisconsin. This is Jeff Steenbergen in the Ultimate Race Cars, number 62. 4 cars getting ready to do battle here for tonight's main event as they pace behind the Ultimate Race Car pace car. They'll get the 1 to go sign here. These drivers getting ready to put on a show. Heat race number 1. They had some fisticuffs in the pits afterwards. Everybody seems to be okay now. The pace car pulling down and away. Here comes the green flag is up. 8 laps is the distance, and green flag is away and filling hard on that accelerator. He'll work the outside of the racetrack. Here comes Steenbergen working way up high. Here comes the Fletcher automobile in car number 75 working down low. Lap 1 going to go to Felling in car 25. He works the outside of the racetrack. We go on board with the Ultimate Sim League on board camera with James Fletcher. The driver out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, working the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make it work. He will move into your race lead, this time off of turn number 2. Race down the back stretch. 6 laps is the distance left to go. Felling right back to the inside. He's trying to make a move. Here comes the 8 of Tyler Jackson. He's trying to move his way forward as well. Tyler Jackson going to work underneath the 62 of Steenbergen. As all eyes are on the front 2 as they go wheel to wheel into turn number 1. Felling going to lead this one this time by 4 laps. We're in 4 laps to go as the cross flags are out in our second and final heat race of the 2020-21 season for the Ultimate Sim League. 75 of Fletcher really working the bottom of the racetrack really well. Felling going to cross him back over. We're seeing that in heat race number 1. The 8 of Tyler Jackson trying to work the bottom of the racetrack as he closes in. now within the second of these two doing battle. Fletcher way up the racetrack. That allows Felling to get a little bit of a head run off of turn number 4 with just 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Can Fletcher pick up the heat race win, or will it be Felling? Felling's going to try to hold them off. White Silk will fly the final trip around the Speedway. They work down the back stretch. Final trip through turns 3 and 4. Fletcher's going to get sideways. He's going to collect your 8 of Jackson. He'll get pointed back in the right direction, and Fletcher and Steenbergen will round out the field here in heat race number 2. And just like that, qualification is done and over with as we get ready to go with tonight's main event. Just like that, quick heat races here tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning on in. This is the season finale for the Ultimate Sim League. We want to thank everybody for tuning in each and every Monday night. These drivers do appreciate it. To show that you appreciate them, hit that thumbs up, smash the heart on Facebook, and subscribe on the YouTube channel side. You can subscribe and you'll get notifications every time the Turn 3 Racing Network goes live, and these guys will be back in the fall. You can catch them weekly at your local racetrack. But until then, you'll have to check them out at your local racetrack here. And we just want to thank everybody for tuning on in. And tonight's race sponsor is being brought to you by Ultimate Race Cars. Ultimate Race Cars is owned and operated by Jeff Steenbergen, a longtime race car fabricator and dreader. Jeff has been building, preparing, and driving race cars for 13 years. Jeff has extensive experience in nearly all classes of circle track racing on both dirt and asphalt. Ultimate Race Cars specializes in modified sport mods, Grand Nationals, and Legend Cars setups, service, and repair. So give them a look up. UltimateRaceCars.com is the field now. Get ready to go with tonight's main event, and this is your starting grid. Justin Smith, the kid from the East, is going to be on the pole. Outside of him, the 62 of Jeff Steenbergen. Gary Pizon and James Fletcher will make up row number 2. Jason Schilling, Tyler Jackson make up row number 3. Row number 4, Bud Riedner and Derek Felling. And shotgun on the field, the 15 of David Kinjerski. Just like that, we're going to go green flag racing here for our feature event. Who is it going to be holding the checkered flag at the end of the night? We are going to find out. Down in the turn number 1 they go. The 45 of Smith going to jump out to your race lead, but here comes Steenbergen using the momentum on the outside. He'll hold off the 45 of Smith. Here, Schilling really working the inside of the 33 of Pizon. That's the battle for third. Jeff Steenbergen going to lead lap number 1. Remember, Tyler Jackson had to start shotgun on the field, had to start 9th on tonight's grid. Can he make it? 5 in a row to cap off the season. Smith working the bottom of the racetrack. Steenbergen worked the high side of the racetrack. He is checked out now, almost a second lead. So we look out back on the Ultimate Race Cars onboard camera with Jeff Steenbergen. See Justin Smith working the bottom of the racetrack right there, Schilling as well. Everybody trying to find the moisture left here. Weather down in the Lakeland area forced officials to move it up here to the Cedar Lake Speedway. In New Richmond, Wisconsin, kind of a home game to keep these guys closer to home with working on the real cars in there. What about this action out back here? 3 wide off of turn number 2. Felling, Fletcher, and Riedner trying to really make the outside work. They got the 8 of Tyler Jackson back there as well. This action is for 4th on back. Fletcher has it. They're going to fan them out 3 wide. Let's go high above with the JR Photography blimp cam. You see the action all the way around the Speedway. See the different lines being used there now. Tyler Jackson working down here in the turn number 1, or 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4 they will come. It is still Steenbergen out front. 1.3 seconds over the driver out of New York, the Justin Smith automobile. So they are trying to reel in your race leader. Smith, really a newcomer. This will be his 4th race of the season with these guys at the season finale. Got invited to come in. Took a couple weeks to get his legs underneath him. Finished on the podium last week, finishing in that 3rd position at the Lernerville. Jason Schilling has had some speed as of late in the LeMay number 70 as he works the outside of the racetrack. Off of turn number 4 they will come. Already 12 laps in, closing on the halfway point. Schilling hard into the outside wall. He'll get sideways. Almost kisses that Uke tire down on the inside. They get pointed in the right direction. Little bit of breathing space now for the number 45 of Smith, who looking to chase down your race leader. But here comes Tyler Jackson. Tyler Jackson on the move right now. Last time by was the fastest driver on the racetrack with a 16.85. Let's take a look at the speeds this time by. 17.14 and a 1.3 for 17 flats for your top 3. 17.18 for Jackson as they battle it out. Still a great battle here for this number 3 spot. Tyler Jackson way down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to find the moisture, get that momentum kept up in these street stocks. As the dust starts to come into play here tonight, Steenbergen not having any dust problems for himself. We go on board with the driver cam. You see him working the wheel. So Steenbergen out front now, 1.7 seconds over the 45 of Justin Smith. 3rd spot is Schilling. Tyler Jackson had a moment. He is trying to reel him back in the battle for that 3rd position. Oh, Schilling gonna kiss the outside wall once again. That cushion getting very close up there as you watch the battle for 3rd. Over the last few laps, this is who's been faster. You see, it has been Tyler Jackson, just a little bit quicker. As he works underneath them now, trying to make a move for that 3rd spot. Tyler Jackson trying to make it inside the podium here tonight. Schilling, it works in 3rd. I can tell you right now, Justin Smith starting to close in on your race leader. That lead has shrunk last time by. Smith 0.3 quicker than your race leader with 20 laps to go. We have reached the halfway point. Last time by, the 45 a little bit quicker than your race leader. The 70 of Schilling in the back there, hugging that outside wall, trying to make some ground up there, starting to reel in the number 45 of Smith. Smith really finding something so far in the middle of the racetrack. Bud Riedner back. Yeah, let's take a look back as we reach the halfway point. 5th spot is the 40 of Riedner. He has gotten loose from the battle back there. Kinjerski runs in your 6th spot. Then it is the 25 of Felling. Fletcher runs in 8th, and rounding out the field of car number 9, that's the 33 of Gary Pizon. Up front, though, it is the 62 of Steenbergen trying to hold on to win. Has took the green flag and ran away with it. Slide John back to you, just caught it there. Schilling works back underneath them to the crossover move to aid of Tyler Jackson, working the outside of the racetrack, trying to find a way to catch up to the number 70 once again. Oh, Schilling hard into the outside wall in the turn number 1. Caught the outside retaining wall, and he gets the car pointed back in the right direction. No harm, no foul. Last time by your top 2. Rain, identical lap time, 17.1s. Tyler Jackson was the fastest car on the speedway last time with a 17.0. With 13 laps to go, this is the battle right now. The lead sign is stalling out 1.1 seconds back with just 13 laps to go. It is starting to shrink though as we go high above the speedway with the JR Photography drone cam. You can see Steenbergen has gone to that middle lane as well as he saw the 45 starting to reel him in. This gap is 1 second. Tyler Jackson here working off a turn number 4. He'll try to get underneath the 70 of Schilling once again. Next time by, Barney the flagman is going to give him the high 5 double up sign. 10 laps to go in the season finale here for the Ultimate Race Cars. Last time by, it was the number 62 being a little bit quicker than that 45 as we watch this battle for the third spot. Tyler Jackson up the racetrack. Bud Riedner starting to close in on them. David Kinjerski trying to close in as well. Then Derek Felling in car number 25 runs 7th. Fletcher is 9th, and Gary Pizon runs there in your 9th spot with your race leaders on the same straightaway now. 8 laps to go. The lead underneath the second. You can see the 45 starting to close in on a 0.7 seconds now. 3/4 of a second back is the 45. Will he have enough time? Yellow flag is coming out. The 75 of Fletcher has hit the outside wall, and it is crab walking here on the front stretch as Fletcher is going to go pit side. Let's take a look and see what happened to bring out our first yellow flag with 6 laps remaining. See him working down here, the turn number 1. Oh, hard contact with the outside wall. Rides the wall up and over, and it lands on its wheels, but it has knocked the rear end out of that Caravan number 75F of James Fletcher. So a tough break for Fletcher as our first yellow flag of the evening has come out. As we come back live, the car down on pit road trying to get fixed. It looks like it might be fixed now. But your race leader, the 62 of Jeff Steenbergen, was seeing his lead shrink, wanted it to stay green with 6 laps remaining. Now the 45 of Justin Smith, the driver out of Wilton, New York, going to be able to be on the back bumper. Then it is the driver out of Beaver Dam, the car number 70 of Schilling. He's been able to close it in. And Tyler Jackson, 4th. 5th is Riedner. 6th, David Kinjerski, Felling, Pizon. And we are back underway with 6 laps to go. Everybody fanning out through turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. It'll be the number 62 jumping out to a good half-second lead. The 45 of Smith now has company. Here comes Tyler Jackson working the middle of the racetrack. 5 laps to go. The hourglass is running out here on the 2021 Ultimate Sim Racing Series. The 70 is Schilling working at the bottom of the racetrack. He'll make contact with the 45 of Smith. Everybody keeps it clean and green with just 4 laps to go. up here now as they work through the corner. 3 laps to go. Smith is there now, looking for a way around the 62 of Steenbergen. Steenbergen down to the middle of the racetrack. Here comes the 45 of Smith. Schilling working the high side of the racetrack. They are duking it out for third. Rabbit ears are up. Final 2 trips around the Speedway. Schilling working the outside of the racetrack with Tyler Jackson. Tyler Jackson trying to find a way to finish onto the podium. Off of turn number 4, the white flag will fly. Smith with the nose down low. One last chance to get it done. 3/10 of a mile is left. Off of turn number 4, Smith going to dig it down low. Steenbergen works the outside of the Speedway. Final trip through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4 for the final time this season. Steenbergen is going to pick up the win. Justin Smith will finish second. Schilling will come home in your third spot. Fourth will go to Tyler Jackson. Fifth, the Bud Riedner Kinjerski will come home sixth. Seventh will go to Felling, Pizon, and Fletcher. Will round out your running order here tonight as Jeff Steenbergen going to pick up the win and park it here on the front stretch. And just like that, the season has come to an end sadly as these guys have put on great racing week in and week out. But before we go into our post-race show, we will be right back with our post-race show tonight being presented by Ultimate Race Cars.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
And welcome back here to the Cedar Lake Speedway, where tonight's featured event just got wrapped up here for the Ultimate Sim League, the premier short track racing series on iRacing. Tonight's race was brought to you by Ultimate Race Cars at ultimateracecars.com. Ski Graphics, check them out and get your up to speed and looking great at Ski Graphics. And JR Photography for all of our great looks here tonight. We want to thank them for their help all season long with JR Photography. Welcome here to the Ultimate Race Cars post-race show, and well, we get to kick it off with none other than tonight's feature event winner. And well, I think you know a thing or two about the Ultimate Race Cars. Jeff, you've been pretty busy there at the shop, but you're able to come out here tonight and pick up the victory lane. Talk us through how you were able to do that here tonight.
Yeah, this is, well, I started on the pole. That helped quite a bit front row. I was driving for everything I had there, trying to get a gap because I knew Schilling was pretty quick and Tyler Jackson was always fast. He was going to be coming up through there. So I just tried to get as big a gap as I could, just tried to be consistent and keep the car nice and straight. I did not want to see that yellow there. I saw them creeping up in the mirror, but I've had enough of a cushion where I figured I could hold them off, so I just tried to get a really good restart on that restart there at the end. Got myself enough buffer. My car was definitely fading there at the end, but it had enough to hold on.
Well, this was the second time we visited the Cedar Lake Speedway, and it provided yet again another great night of racing. Talk about this racetrack. How tricky is it to get around here and stay out of that wall on the outside?
Yeah, I really struggle when on the outside here. That's why I tried it a couple laps because it looked like the guys that were catching me were running up there, but I just for whatever reason haven't figured it out at this place yet. So I was trying to play it easy and just go through the middle and play the safe line.
Well, you come home in the season finale with the victory here tonight. And, well, we're going to put the cars on the jack stands and get concentrating on the real world stuff here. But before we let you all go, we want to thank you for everything you've done for the Ultimate Sim League and bringing us on board here. But before we let you go, we'll roll the red carpet out and let you thank your sponsors here tonight that made it all possible for you.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Al, for doing this. This has been a great season. You've done a great job with the broadcasting. And all of our competitors here have done such an awesome job. David Ski Graphics has helped up. Jess at JR Photography stepping up to the plate, sponsoring it, and myself with Ultimate Race Cars. Do this just for the good of everyone here because we wanna have some fun on a Monday night during the winter.
Well, congratulations on picking up the win here tonight. We look forward to hopefully seeing you back on the racetrack. Hopefully some of our viewers out there will see you on the racetrack live in the flesh, and if not, we'll see you hopefully back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network in the fall.
Thanks, Al.
That's tonight's feature event winner, the number 62. That is Jeff Steenbergen. Finishing one spot out of him, was starting to claw his way towards the front of this one, is the driver out of New York. And Justin Smith, you come home, it started on the front row and fell back a little bit there, and it looked like you found your legs underneath you about halfway through this race.
Yeah, this is the first time at this track in the street stocks. I'm really used to the modifieds here, so the lines don't really transition well to the full fendered cars, and I struggle on starts, I'll be honest with you. So I dropped back a few, and then I finally started to get the momentum going. And once I really got it going, that caution came out late, and I kind of wish it stayed green.
Yeah, talk about that last restart. You had the 70 of Schilling get up to your numbers there, left a little bit of a door prize into the left door panel there. Were you a little bit nervous on that last restart, whether or not you would be able to hold on to the second place finish or not?
Well, fortunately, we're blessed with rear view mirrors in these dirt cars, so I could see him and Tyler really doing battle behind me, but we were all kind of staying the same pace, so I thought I'd be all right once the green came back out. And I struggle with restarts. It doesn't really matter what car it is to get my momentum going. And once I could see that like the middle was rolling way better than the very bottom, I knew if I just held that, I might be able to make something work or at least maintain.
Well, you come home second, one spot better than the last week at Lernerville. Now the street stock will go up on the jack stands, and summer is coming, and that means the local racing scene will probably take over a lot of our lives. But before we let you all go here, Justin, I want to make roll the red carpet out and let you thank your sponsors to make it happen for this 45 team.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank Jeff and Bud for putting League on and letting me hang out with these guys. It's been a lot of fun in the street stock class. I'd like to thank you, Al, for broadcasting the race. You do a great job. Really puts on a good presentation. And I'd like to thank 45 Speed Lab, Racing City Hobbies, all the guys that have been tuning in and watching. Hacker and Colin have been supporting me, and Wayne just sent me a text and said good run. And I'd like to thank Sue Ann and the poodle at home watching. And it's been a fun week.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish here tonight. We'll see you. We'll see you on the racetrack, I'm sure, in the coming weeks here. But for the last time in Ultimate Race Cars night here and for the Ultimate Sim League. So congratulations on second place. That is Justin Smith picking up your second place finish. Coming home one spot behind him was the number 70. And, I think his tongue is hanging out because he definitely had a dogfight on his hands. And we're talking no other than the number 70 of Jason Schilling. And Jason, you had a whale of a fight with that number 8 car.
Yeah, that was pretty fun throwing sliders back and forth with Tyler for sure. I mean, it was either gonna wreck the car trying to pass these guys or probably run the bottom. I just wanted to try to go for a win, so almost wrecked the car for sure.
Well, you didn't wreck it there. Then the yellow flag comes out with 6 laps remaining in the main event. Really let you close in on that 45 and the 62. who was out there leading at the front of this one. Did you think you had anything for those two once you were able to? You guys were closing in on them, but on that restart with 6 laps to go, did you think you might have had something for the win?
I don't think so, but I was really hoping the 45 would run the middle more to the bottom, so that way I could probably have a better shot at Jeff, but he stand his ground. I tried to give him one last go at it in the last corner for second, but he did pretty well too.
Well, overall, it was a great season for you and a great season ending. You saw we had a lot of speed the last few weeks, and Lady Luck not quite on your side some weeks, but tonight, well, she lets you finish on the podium, and who makes it all possible for you?
Oh yeah, just like thank you guys for getting this going, and I like to thank Brandon Hall Performance Motorsports Racing Incorporated, LeMay Motorsports, Outlaw Chassis, J&A Auto Trim, and Roscoff RV.
Well, congratulations, Jason, and we'll see you at the racetrack, I'm sure, this summertime. But congratulations on your third place finish here tonight.
Yep, thanks.
That's tonight's third place finisher. That's Jason Schilling, and that leaves our last and final interview of the night. And well, we've talked to this driver multiple times, but Tyler Jackson, you come home in the 4th spot here tonight, but in the big picture, you are the 2021 Ultimate Sim League champion. How's that feel hearing that for the first time?
Oh yeah, it's great. Had a really good year with these guys. Got a lot of wins and a lot of podiums. And tonight we just came up one spot short, but we managed to get an interview anyway. So that's good for me.
Talk about this race here tonight. You had to start shotgun on the field for the 4th week in a row here. It looked like it was a little bit trickier to pass here tonight. These guys were racing all over from top to bottom. Talk about how difficult it was trying to make your way up through the field here tonight.
Yeah, I think that just shows a lot of these guys have gotten a lot better over the last few weeks. You know, when we first started this out, I could make my way through with a little bit of ease, and tonight anything was easy. I couldn't hardly get by. I thought I was going to run 8th there for a while, but yeah, it was kind of a weird track. Normally the cushion in 1 and 2 like builds a big berm, and you can kind of go bang your right rear off it, and it really didn't develop a berm. It was kind of weird. I think it was just because there was a lack of guys running up there. Me and Jason were making time up there 1 and 2, and I was half tempted not even to battle him because I knew if we started throwing sliders, we really wouldn't gain on 1 and 2. But I figured out what the heck, we might as well try to get a podium. So probably slowed us both down. Then we got that caution, and I thought we were going to be double file, so I was really licking my chops there because the first 2 guys are running a little lower, but we went single file, and we did all we could tonight and ended up 4th. But yeah, I just want to thank Bud and Jeff for letting me come run this league.
Well, you end up 4th, but like I said, big picture, you win this season. You had 8 wins out of the 13 starts here to this season, so a dominating season on the dirt here this season. Looking forward to next season. Going forward, I know the plans haven't really been rolled out yet, but hopefully we'll see you back behind the wheel in the 2022 season.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their plans are. I know we're running some of the smaller engine big block modifieds for a little while there on Sundays. I'm not sure if that's what they plan on rolling out, but I gotta thank these guys for letting me come. You know, most of them race real cars, and I don't do that. So the practice laps I got in this league really helped me with another league. I was actually able to win the championship in that league by 1 point, and I got to attribute a lot of that to these guys letting me run and letting me learn laps. And these race laps they're invaluable. You can't practice.
Well, before we let you go here and to celebrate this championship, we want to roll the red carpet out one last time and let you thank those that made it all possible.
Yeah, I got to thank my girlfriend. This league shutting down, and my Tuesday, Thursday league shutting down. So I'll only be racing Wednesdays for a while. I've been getting pretty thick in it 3-4 nights a week and a lot of practice. So I can back it down here a little bit, enjoy summer, and we'll see what happens in the fall. Got to thank Jack's EDM. That's my dad's wire EDM business. My uncle on the quarter panel, NC Resources. That's his CNC repair business. And then Milner Media and Design for always giving me this cool looking wraps.
Well, congratulations on a great season and the championship. I know that means a lot, and you'll hang that banner high up in the shop once you get back home there to Illinois. So congratulations.
All right, thank you for the broadcast all season.
There you have it, tonight's fourth place finisher, but your 2021 champion, that is the number 8 of Tyler Jackson, and he will definitely be burning them down here tonight in the pits as he'll be celebrating that. But as you see your unofficial result, or I guess those are your official results, just getting past note everybody was a-okay. So with that, let's take a look at your results here tonight for tonight's main event. And tonight, Jeff Steenbergen picking up the win, his second win of the season. Justin Smith can come home with a season best second. Jason Schilling will round it out your top 3. Tyler Jackson finishes 4th. Bud Riedner, David Konjerski, Derek Felling, Gary Pizon, and James Fletcher round out your field. Your unofficial points without the drop being factored in. This is what your point standings would look like. It is Tyler Jackson. That was before. This is what it was afterwards. You'll see who moved where. Tyler Jackson going to finish with your points lead. David Konjerski will come home second in the point standings. Bud Riedner, Jeff Steenbergen, and Brian Hack are rounding out your top 5. Gary Pizon will finish 6th in the standings, followed by the number 99 of Brandon Hall, James Fletcher, Brian Gundrum, and Kurt Clevin, rounding out the top 10 in points. For that will be a wrap on the 2021 Ultimate Sim League season. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Ultimate Sim League, which is the premier short track racing series on iRacing. They were brought to you by Ultimate Race Cars, ultimateracecars.com for your more information. Ski Graphics and JR Photography. We also want to thank season sponsors all season long of Stern Motorsports, Tyler Jackson Motorsports, and Gary Pizon Racing for sponsoring races this season. We look forward to seeing everybody out at the racetrack very soon, and we'll see you right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And remember, we'll see you at the races.